All right, viewers, we come to you right now outside the Gyanvapi Mosque. The Sessions Court should be pronouncing the verdict on two very important issues right now. Just want to show you around before I cut across to my colleague Samar Srivastav and get you up to speed with the latest news break. What you see is the Gyanvapi Mosque right in front of me. This is a flashpoint. This is the latest dispute. There is now bolstering up of security forces. Extra unit of the CRPF has also been called in. A lot of cops as well. What you can see, the local police, understandably so. The situation, the development, highly sensitive. The last time around, there was a minor communal flare-up. The administration doesn't want to take anything by chance. It's also a scorching hot afternoon, and possibly the reason why you see everyone trying to get a piece of shade here. A lot of cops right behind me as well. But I want to quickly dip into the latest news break that is coming in. What we can expect any time now, viewers. It's going to happen any time now is we are going to hear the verdict coming in on two big issues by the local sessions court in Varanasi pertaining to the Gyanvapi Mosque. Number one, will videography now finally be permitted? The last time around it was stopped midway. Will there be a new date announced? Number two, the administration of the Gyanvapi Mosque has said that the ASI Advocate Commissioner is biased. Ajay Kumar Mishra, that he is biased, and they want the commissioner to be replaced. Will the court replace the commissioner? These are the two big developments we are waiting for. Any time now. Samar, get us the latest. Samar joining us from the Sessions Court.
Sivriti, I've got joined by Sohan Lal Arya. He claims to be the first petitioner of the Shangar Gauri case. He has got some documents with him as well. I just want to show you. I'll try to speak to him. सोहन जी, ये बताइए, आपके पास काफी डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं. इनके जरिए आप क्या बताना चाह रहे हैं?
हम ये बताना चाहते हैं, मस्जिद निर्माण होने के पूर्व का ये नक्शा है. 18 अगस्त 1669 औरंगजेब के फरमान के पूर्व का ये नक्शा दिखाई देता है. इसमें आपको देखिए कहीं भी मस्जिद दिखाई नहीं पड़ रहा है. उसके बाद मस्जिद बनने के बाद का ये नक्शा पलटे, मस्जिद बनने के बाद का ये नक्शा है. देखिए
ये तस्वीर क्या कह रही है?
हाँ, ये नक्शा वही, ये तो वही है. ये तस्वीर ये कह रही है कि मंदिर का प्रमाण स्पष्ट ध्वंस करने के बाद उसके पश्चिम हिस्सा का ये मंदिर साफ दिखाई पड़ता है. कलात्मक चीज जो नागर शैली में है, हिंदू चिन्ह साफ साफ उभर के आ रहे हैं, जिसे माननीय न्यायालय स्वयं जो है, और चूंकि रोक दिया गया था, लेकिन जैसे ही माननीय न्यायालय प्रवेश करेंगे उन्हें यह प्रमाण साक्षात मालूम हो जाएगा. और 0.01% भी इसमें कोई अंतर नहीं हुआ है.
पीछे आपने कुछ ब्लॉक फॉर्म में भी है. ये क्या है, जरा समझाएंगे दर्शकों को?
बताने की मंदिर जो है
कैमरे की तरफ.
हाँ, ये जो है मस्जिद निर्माण होने के पूर्व का है. ये नक्शा जो है साफ साफ दिखाई था. इसमें देखिए कहीं मस्जिद निर्माण नहीं है.
आपको बस तस्वीरें भी कुछ मैं देख पा रहा हूँ. ये इसमें भी हैं.
हाँ, हम आपको दिखाना. हाँ हाँ,
ये तस्वीरें देखिए, देख सकते हैं आप.
हाँ देखिए, ये देखिए, ये साफ साफ हमारा जो है मंदिर निर्माण किया हुआ जो है.
ये कौन सा साल की तस्वीर है?
ये 1970 में हमें प्राप्त हुआ है. पंजाब स्टूडियो से ये 1970 का तस्वीर प्राप्त हुआ है. और ऊपर जो है सफेद रंग का मस्जिद तामीर की गई है, जबकि और इसी मंदिर की दीवार पर मंदिर के ही मलबे से निर्माण की गई है. और इसका जो माननीय न्यायालय आज फैसला आने वाला है, साफ साफ स्पष्ट हो जाएगा कि मंदिर है, मंदिर का मार्ग प्रशस्त.
और फोटोग्राफ्स भी आपकी वो दिखाई.
और ये फोटोग्राफ्स है हमारे पास. ये भी ये दूसरा है चित्र, दिखे साफ साफ दिखाई दे रहा है कि यह मंदिर ही है. ऊपर
ये मस्जिद का कौन सा हिस्सा है?
ये मस्जिद का है. ये दिखाई दे रहा है सफेद रंग का. बाकी पूरा जो है मंदिर का हिस्सा है. और ये भी देखिए ऊपर जो है मस्जिद दिखाई दे रहा है. दूसरा हिस्सा ये देखिए, इसमें भी साफ साफ दिखाई दे रहा है. सफेद रंग मस्जिद का है और ये मंदिर का हिस्सा ही दिखाई दे रहा है. यही तस्वीर हमारे तो बहुत सारी अंदर भी है, साफ साफ है जो है. ये देखिए यहाँ भी ये जो है पश्चिम दिशा, ये जो है पूरब दिशा से है. ये मस्जिद है और ये मंदिर है. ये जो है ये पश्चिमी हिस्सा है. पेड़ है पीपल का जो कि अब गिर गया है. ये साथ और नीचे श्रृंगार गौरी का है.
नंदी का स्थल कहाँ पर है?
हाँ, नंदी का स्थल जो है पूर्व उत्तर में है. जो नंदी है वह नंदी नेपाल नरेश ने दिया गया. सबसे बड़ी आश्चर्य है कि हम अपने गवाह में नेपाल सरकार को आमंत्रित कर रहे थे, वह नेपाल के राजदूत को भेजने के तैयार हो गए थे जो है, लेकिन वर्तमान मुकदमे का घटनाक्रम चल रहा है, यह आपके सामने आ जाए।
और मुस्लिम पक्ष इस बात को नहीं मानता।
मुस्लिम पक्ष माने क्यों? मुस्लिम पक्ष जानता है कि सारे के सारे प्रमाण मंदिर के समर्थन में है, उसका हर काम अटकाने भटकाने लटकाने का होता है। हम ये भी जानते हैं कि हम हमारा सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाएगा, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के लिए हम तैयारी कर बैठे हैं।
ये मैं इसमें मैप देख रहा हूँ, उसको जरा समझाएंगे।
हाँ, ये मस्जिद है, इस तब तक मस्जिद निर्माण हो चुकी थी, 124 फुट लंबा, 124 फुट चौड़ा। ये उस समय की स्थिति जो है पड़ी हुई, हाँ, ये उस समय की स्थिति पड़ी हुई है जो है।
ये बीच में ज्ञानव्यापी मॉस्क जो लिखा है,
ज्ञानव्यापी जो है ये मस्जिद तोड़ करके, और ये बाकायदे जो बीच में जो है ये ध्वंस और आदेश स्थल अभी भी हमारा पड़ा हुआ है जो है, और यही जांच कमीशन स्पष्ट हो जाएगा जो है।
ये मैप किसके द्वारा जारी किया है? ये मैप किसके द्वारा जारी किया?
ये अंग्रेजों के द्वारा, उस तत्कालीन जो 1933 के दीन मोहम्मद के फैसले के द्वारा उनके निर्माण की गई नक्शा बना हुआ है।
You are seeing the facts out here, Preeti. He showed a lot of photographs that are with me as well. You can see this. These are ancient old pictures. What I can see, it seems to be of 90s or 80s as well. So he also got these sort of maps in this particular booklet. He claims that it was given in the time of British rule in India. So you can see in this particular map, if I can show you, there is Aurangzeb Mosque written here. Right below it, you can see Gyanvapi Mosque written, and the courtyard of the particular mosque is there, and it's written in Hindi, 15वीं शताब्दी के मंडप का जमीन के नीचे का अवशेष. That's the below portion of the 15th century mosque. So these are the versions out here, and that's the Pakshim side, that's the Purab. So this are प्राचीन विश्वनाथ मंदिर और मंदिर और मस्जिद का क्षेत्र. So this booklet claims a lot of pictures, and I also got one picture behind. In that also it's written in below मंदिर के अवशेष, जिसमें मंदिर का गर्भ द्वार और सुहाग माला दिखाई दे रहा है. ये क्या है सोहन जी, इस पिक्चर के बारे में जरा बताइए.
ये हमारा ध्वंस मंदिर है, जिसका साक्षात प्रमाण है ना. ये मंदिर है और सारे विश्व के सामने हो जाएगा. जांच कमीशन माननीय मिश्रा जी, अजय मिश्रा जी थे, लेकिन उनको अनुमति नहीं, उनको जो है करने नहीं दिया गया. ये साफ दिखाई दे रहा पश्चिमी हिस्सा जो है. खैर माननीय न्यायालय,
क्या ये यही पोर्शन है जहाँ पर एंट्री नहीं है, जहाँ पर एंट्री नहीं मिल रही?
हाँ, यही एंट्री, इसका जांच कमीशन का एंट्री नहीं मिली.
और तहखाना भी इसी में है?
तहखाना इसके नीचे है. हाँ.
So you can see he just claims that this is one particular area when the survey work started or took place. This is the portion from where the advocate commissioner and his team was denied entry by the Muslim side. And this, you can see the wooden barricade as it's years old picture. Now it could be changed a bit. So these are the pictures coming in from here, Preeti. Back to you.
Samarth, I'm going to come right back to you. We are counting down, viewers. In just about a few minutes, we are going to hear from the local sessions court on two main issues. Samarth had one of the petitioners with him, and he was showing the map of the Gyanvapi Mosque, which pretty much signifies that there were, as per that map, that there was a temple underneath, the remains of a temple underneath the Gyanvapi Mosque. But viewers, one thing I want to, tell you, because we've been coming to Varanasi for so many years. News break, right? All right, the latest news break that is coming in right now is from the Taj Mahal hearing. The High Court has heard the plea to open 22 locked doors in the Taj Mahal, and the judges have slammed the Taj Mahal petitioners. The judges have said, the petitioner said, please allow me to go see what is in these rooms. The High Court says, tomorrow you will ask for permission to see our chambers. Don't make a mockery of this. The judge to the petitioner, don't make a mockery of PIL systems where petitions are concerned. Will this now, viewers, set a precedent when it comes down to it? The Taj Mahal petition was put forth by a BJP leader who is the head of the Ayodhya media cell, and he had filed a petition seeking that 22 doors of the Taj Mahal be opened because there could be Hindu deities behind those 22 doors in the Taj Mahal. This is huge, viewers. The Allahabad High Court has torn into the petitioner, telling him pretty much, do not mock the judicial system. Don't make a mockery of the PIL system. To quote the High Court. It says tomorrow you will ask for permission to see our chambers. Don't make a mockery of this. The petitioner in question, who is a BJP leader, the head of the Ayodhya media cell, had said, allow me to go and see what is in these rooms. Will this be a precedent, viewers? Is the big question. Cutting across to my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal, who's joining us. Aishwarya, out of the 3 issues in court, 1 is settled. The Allahabad High Court shutting down the petitioner, saying today you asked to open the doors of the Taj Mahal, tomorrow you will ask to see what's behind our chambers. Don't make a mockery of the judicial system.
But Preeti, it looks like, from what we are seeing, the High Court say, it pretty much looks like we will see the court going against what the people are asking for. They want the 22 doors to be opened, and this is what, the breaking news that is coming in. The court says that you are making a mockery. Today you are asking us to open the doors of Taj Mahal. Tomorrow you will say that we want to enter your chambers and see what's in your chambers. So pretty much it looks like the judges, the court has already made up the mind. The final verdict will come around 2 o'clock, but it looks like these doors will remain shut. From what we can gather, it looks like the doors will remain shut. However, what the locals here are saying is that as and when they are allowed to go inside, they claim this is not Taj Mahal. This is not something which was built by, this was something which was built by Shah Jahan. But the reality is, if you start digging, if you start opening the doors, if you go deep down, you will find a Lord Shiva temple. This is what the locals have been claiming. Also, we are now seeing how the Rajasthan royal family has also got into this, and they are now claiming that the land where the entire structure has been built was given to Shah Jahan, was rather taken forcefully by the Rajasthan royal family. All these things are now coming to an end. Around 2 o'clock we'll hear the final thing which will come out, but it looks like the court is in a very stern manner saying don't make a mockery of PILs. Today you want to enter the doors of Taj Mahal. Tomorrow you might want to open your chambers. We want to come inside and see what's happening. Preeti.
All right, so that's big news coming in right now from the Allahabad High Court, viewers. To put it in context, the final hearing, it's not concluded. These are just arguments right now. We are just picking up observations of what's going on right now in the Allahabad High Court. But this is huge. One can pretty much now gauge at least of the 3 flashpoints. The one which concerns the Taj Mahal, the charge that it's actually Tejo Mahalya, that behind the 22 doors of the Taj Mahal lie Hindu deities, have or will be shut down by the Allahabad High Court. Very sternly, the Allahabad High Court has slammed the petitioner in this question, a BJP leader who is the head of the Ayodhya media cell, saying don't make a mockery of the PIL system. Today you want to open up the doors of the Taj Mahal. Tomorrow you would want to see what lies behind our chambers. Will this be a precedent? But and also quickly define the difference of what is going on where Taj Mahal is concerned and possibly where me and my colleague Samarth are, the Gyanvapi Mosque. There is a difference, viewers, and it stems from the fact that this is primarily a mosque. It has been under dispute for decades there. The flashpoint, of course, rearing its head again. The Taj has already, where the Taj Mahal is concerned, be it the culture minister of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mahesh Sharma, be it the ASI, have already in the history and the recent past have made it clear that there is no premise of the, that the Tejo Mahalya theory is imaginary, quote unquote, the ASI. I want to bring in our senior executive editor, Gaurav Sawant, who's joining us right now. Also, Tara, who is a citizens activist. She's joining us from Bengaluru. Tara, if you'd give me a minute, I want to quickly cut across to Gaurav Sawant first. Gaurav, we've been tracking 3 developments in court. The Gyanvapi Mosque, which is happening in the Sessions Court, Varanasi. The Taj Mahal petition, which clearly is not being entertained in the Allahabad High Court, and the Mathura, the petition in Mathura on the Krishna Janam Bhoomi. At least when it comes down to the Taj Mahal, Gaurav, it seems the final judgment not in yet, but observations suggest that the Allahabad High Court is going to shut down this petition this time around.
when the learned judges have been scathing in their indictment of the manner in which the petition has been presented, they've asked the petitioner to do a master's degree and a PhD, do some research before the petitioner comes to court with such a PIL. They said you can't make a mockery of the public interest litigation system. PILs are otherwise taken very seriously by the judiciary for common good. But what's the common good here? And that is why they've asked the petitioner to do some research when he claims, when claims have been made about Taj Mahal or what lies locked behind those locks and the 22 rooms there. But Preeti, as you very rightly pointed out, the government of India, the culture minister, they've made it very clear behind those locked doors there is no evidence to suggest that there was a Lord Shiv temple at the Taj Mahal.
Gaurav, may I come in? And the reason I'm coming in right now is because we are getting more news break. This time around, shifting to the Mathura Krishna Janam Bhoomi hearing in the High Court. That's the latest coming in. I'm pulling in my colleague Anisha Mathur to also talk us through this news break. The High Court has asked the lower courts for a speedy hearing. The High Court's 4-month deadline to resolve pleas. Petitioners sought clubbing of all Mathura pleas. The Sunni Waqf Board has been absent during the court hearing. Cutting across to colleague Anisha, who's tracking developments. Anisha, in layman terms, what are the developments coming in? Okay, we are going to cut across to Anisha in just about 20 seconds from now. We're trying to patch her, get her live to us. But Gaurav, once again, going back to you, developments where the High Court is concerned on the Mathura Krishna Janam Bhoomi, but where Taj Mahal is concerned, it seems at least till now that petition is imaginary, shut down by the Allahabad High Court.
You know, there are multiple such petitions, one about Taj Mahal, one about the Bhodshala, where the Indore bench of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, they've issued notices both to the centre, the state government and the Archaeological Survey of India, where the petitioner has sought the installation once again of Goddess Saraswati's statue at the Bhodshala, which was taken away by the British, and they want Muslims not to offer namaz at the Bhodshala. Then you have a petition at Taj Mahal, then you have a petition, of course, and these are a series of petitions. You know, you were talking about the petition at the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi at Mathura. Again, a series of petitions that have come together seeking unhindered access, prayer and access to that entire land, and a number of other prayers that have come together. But because there is a multiplicity of the petitions, the court one is directing the lower courts to hear them speedily, and there is also a prayer for clubbing all the petitions together for justice. So whether it's the Bhodshala in Madhya Pradesh, the Taj Mahal petition, the Mathura petition or the Gyanvapi petition, there are multiple such petitions at multiple courts that are being heard and hopefully being disposed of, or justice being done at various stages, Preeti.
All right. Okay. So, quickly apprising our viewers on the Mathura Krishna Janmabhoomi hearing, viewers, to take you through there were 3 days in court today, viewers, where Uttar Pradesh is concerned. I want to break it down for you. Number one, Gyanvapi Mosque case. That is, the Sessions Court will be announcing the verdict anytime now. Number two, the petition with the Allahabad High Court pertaining to Taj Mahal opening of 22 doors, because BJP leader, the petitioner in this case, said there were Hindu deities behind it, has been shut down. Scathing indictment coming in from the Allahabad High Court, stating that today you ask for doors of Taj Mahal to be open, tomorrow you'll want to see what's behind our chambers. Stop making a mockery of the PIL system. So that one shut down. Number three, which I will bring in Anisha Mathur into, concerning the Mathura Krishna Janmabhoomi hearing in the High Court. The High Court has asked the lower courts for a speedy hearing, a 4-month deadline to resolve pleas. Petitioners sought clubbing of all Mathura pleas. The clubbing, there are multiple pleas where it comes down to Mathura. The petitioners have sought to club all pleas together to hear them in one bunch. The Sunni Waqf Board has been absent during the court hearing. Anisha, layman terms, what does this mean where the Mathura Krishna Janmabhoomi hearing in this particular petition is concerned?
Well, Preeti, remember there are at least 4 petitions as far as the claim or regarding the Mathura Krishna Janmabhoomi and the Masjid case is concerned. Now, what has been happening is that these petitions have have not been heard for several weeks now. These petitions were filed sometime last year, but the hearing has not happened properly. Now, the petitioners, the Hindu side went to the Allahabad High Court seeking a speedy disposal of their petitions, saying that the other side, that is the Sunni Waqf Board, has simply not bothered to appear before the court, and that is holding up the trial of this particular suit, wherein they have claimed that the access to certain parts of that masjid and mandir complex, because remember that the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi temple has the same kind of a controversy where as the Gyanvapi Mosque controversy in Varanasi and several others, where the claim is that this masjid was built on part of the temple complex itself, and therefore they want that the right to worship that temple deity and should be returned back, and that the masjid complex should not infringe on the temple complex. Now, what this judgment today means is that the trial court will have to hear the suit as early as possible. If the other side fails to appear, then orders can be passed ex parte to take some action to at least look into what exactly is there, because the petition is also calling for a videography as well as the complete review of what exactly is there at that complex. So this could snowball into a further controversy, as the Hindu side is asking for a very speedy disposal. The Muslim side, of course, has been saying that there can be no controversy. There is a functional masjid there is a functional temple there, and that has been going on for several decades, in fact, for several hundred years. So where this is going to create a controversy on the ground this is going to create a controversy on the ground. But for now, the Allahabad High Court has said that within 4 months, try and hear these suits, try and dispose of these suits, and if some party does not appear, then you can also look into passing of ex parte orders if necessary. So we'll have to see how this is going to work out on the ground. Back to you.
Cut across to Tara Krishnaswamy, who's an activist joining us from Bengaluru for a little perspective on this. Tara, we're looking at increasing demand by Hindu groups to reclaim their lost heritage. What's so wrong in it at a time when Hindus feel increasingly more sentimental about their religious places of worship, many of those that were destroyed, and evidently so, by the Muslim invaders at one point? Is it wrong, or do you think they must be encouraged? We saw what happened with the Taj Mahal plea. It has been struck down by court. But with regards to the Gyanvapi mosque controversy, the court is yet to hear on when a survey can be carried out, which is resisted by the mosque committee itself. Where do you see this stop, or what do you see? How do you see the situation unfold in the near future? Your audio is on mute. Tara, can't quite hear you well. We're going to try and fix that again, but Gaurav Sawant also joining us. Gaurav, you know, we're looking at the Taj Mahal issue, the plea that has been filed, that has now been struck down. On one end, if you can give us some insight on the Mathura Krishna plea that just the news broke out with Anisha was explaining, how would you look at this situation at this point with three monuments being asked to be reviewed by court to see if there is Hindu symbolism in there?
So let's take this one by one. At the Gyanvapi Mosque, we are awaiting a court order that's likely to come anytime now. As far as Agra is concerned, you know, it's still being heard. The court hasn't struck it down just as yet. They are hearing the petitioner, but the learned judges are extremely unhappy with the manner in which they've said, you know, do your PhD, do your MA, do your research. You know, today you're saying you want to see what's inside these chambers. Tomorrow you'll want to see what's inside behind our chambers. So on what basis are you saying that there is a Tejo Mahala here and not the Taj Mahal, a monument of love, and so on? So that argument is still being heard. The petitioner is seeking more time. You know, we will know more about this, but we do know that the you know, learned judges are very unhappy about this. Come to the third aspect on the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi. Again, these are multiple cases, old cases. They continue to be heard, and some of the petitioners have argued that delaying tactics are being adopted. So there needs to be a resolution in a time-bound manner, and the judiciary now saying that the 4 petitions be clubbed and be heard in the next couple of months, and then a forward movement be taken. So it again, and then of course there's the 4th case at the Bhodshala in Madhya Pradesh. So multiple such cases are being heard. As far as the Bhodshala, the Indore bench of the Madhya Pradesh High Court has issued notices to the centre, to the Madhya Pradesh government, and also to the Archaeological Survey of India to know facts, where the petitioner is arguing that at the Bhodshala there was a Ma Saraswati temple, but prayers are only being permitted on certain days, but namaz is being offered, and they want that namaz should not be offered there. Goddess Saraswati's statue be reinstalled, and that area be given back to the Hindu devotees.
All right, Gaurav, we're going to come right back to you once again, viewers. Let's break it down on what's going on in terms of Uttar Pradesh. Like I said, there were 3 big days in court concerning monuments, concerning mosques, concerning places of worship. Number 1, where I am right now, where my colleague Samarth is reporting, he's at the Sessions Court in Varanasi. We are right outside the Gyanvapi Mosque. Once again, to get you a pan image of where we are standing, this is the latest matter of dispute. It's flared up again after decades. The last time there was a petition in court was 1991, which suggested, and it is common knowledge, viewers, when you talk to people in Varanasi, that the Gyanvapi Mosque was made on the remains of the Kashi Vishwanath temple. It was made by Aurangzeb in the 1600s. A century later, Maharani of Indore, Ahilya Holkar, had also built a Kashi Vishwanath temple, which is right behind this particular mosque that you see. The petition right now that is being heard was put forth by 5 women who wanted access to the Gyanvapi Mosque to offer prayers and offer rituals through the course of the year. Right now, the mosque is opened about in a year or 2 for these women to come in and perform their rituals. They wanted access to it through the course of the year. Now, the Sessions lower court had ordered the ASI to conduct videography. The day of videography, the administration inside objected, said that this is Waqf property and you cannot videograph the inside of this particular mosque. Even though it was mandated by court, there was friction both inside and there was friction outside as well. There were protests by members of both communities. On the other hand, the administration of the mosque is now alleging that the commissioner of the ASI in question is biased, Ajay Kumar Mishra, and he needs to be removed or replaced. These are the 2 big developments we are going to hear in at any point of time. One thing, viewers, that is common knowledge is that there have been Hindu artifacts relating to faith, relating to Hindu religion inside the Gyanvapi Mosque. Will it come down to that, or as it goes ahead, because the issue will be flagged off in a higher court as well, will it come down clearly on the purview of law? One of the laws, of course, comes down to the Places of Worship Law of 1991. But the proof that there are Hindu relics of Hindu faith inside the Gyanvapi Mosque is laid out quite clearly. Here's more.
Is this evidence of a temple at the Gyanvapi Mosque premises? Proof on camera, a lotus symbol carved on stone, flowers etched in stone, a huge temple bell carved on stone, an idol of Nandi bull, the ride of Lord Shiva, a motif of Sheshnag of Lord Vishnu. Images accessed exclusively by India Today. Now hear the man who carried out the videography at the Gyanvapi Mosque premises speaking exclusively to India Today.
गणेश शर्मा जो थे वो शिलापट पे जो चीज़ें बनी हुई थी, जो श्रृंखलाएं बनी हुई थी, जो माला की लड़ियां बनी हुई थी, तोरण द्वार के, ऐसा महसूस होता था जैसे तोरण द्वार पे जो चीज़ें कटिंग बनी होती है, वो सारी चीज़ें वहाँ दिख रही थी। इवन यही नहीं, जो शिलापट वहां रखे गए थे उसके नीचे वाले भाग में भी कुछ चीजें ऐसी समझ में आई कि वहां पे भी कुछ बना हुआ है।
The petitioners seeking permission for unhindered access to pray at the premises want the basement to be videographed so that more evidence of the alleged destruction of a Hindu temple for the construction of a mosque comes out in public domain. A Varanasi court is expected to deliver its verdict on Thursday on the videography and on whether the court-appointed commissioner is to continue.
विपक्षी अधिवक्ता एक ही बात पर रिजिड हैं कि किसी प्रकार से ज्ञानवापी मंदिर कथित मस्जिद के अंदर एडवोकेट कमीशन की कार्रवाई न होने पाए और हम उस अधूरी कार्रवाई को पूर्ण करना चाहते हैं।
The court-appointed commissioner insists he's worked with utmost impartiality.
हम केवल यही कह रहे हैं कि मैंने आदेश के पालन में सद्भावपूर्वक, ईमानदारी से और निष्पक्षता से कार्य किया है। आगे आपत्तियां जो हैं वो आती हैं और उनका निस्तारण करना न्यायालय का है।
Ahead of the verdict, political temperature is rising in Uttar Pradesh on the issue of the videography.
ये बीजेपी ने जानबूझ करके समाज में कैसे नफरत फैले उस दिशा में जा रहे हैं और जानबूझ करके लोगों के बीच में और खासकर मुसलमान भाइयों के बीच में डर पैदा हो, इसलिए ये इस तरह के काम कर रही है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के तमाम फैसले हैं जिसमें ये कहा गया है कि पुरानी चीज़ों से छेड़खानी नहीं हो सकती। क्या उन कानून को भी बीजेपी नहीं मानेगी? और हम तो कोर्ट से अपील और निवेदन कर सकते हैं कि कोई ऐसा काम ना हो, ऐसा फैसला ना हो जिसमें खाई पैदा हो। कुछ लोग इस समाज में बैठे हो जो खाई पैदा करना चाहते हैं।
देखिए, विपक्ष की जहाँ तक आप बात करते हैं, भाजपा विरोध में कभी भगवान श्री राम का विरोध करते हैं, कभी भगवान भोलेनाथ जी का विरोध करते हैं, कभी भगवान श्री कृष्ण की जन्मभूमि का विरोध करते हैं। इस प्रकार के विरोध के पीछे मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि समाजवादी पार्टी की साजिश हो सकती है।
All eyes remain on the Varanasi court, which is expected to deliver its order on the next date of videography on Thursday. The petitioners insist evidence will show there is more evidence of temple that existed where the Gyanvapi Mosque now stands. With Samarth Srivastav in Varanasi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Faith, law and the many peculiarities that lie in between continues coverage from the Gyanvapi Mosque right in front of the Kashi Vishwanath temple. We are counting down to the judgment by the Sessions Court. We'll hear in just about any time now. The judgment on two things, viewers. Number one, will a video survey, videography be allowed inside the mosque? What will be the date if it is allowed? Number two, will the commissioner be replaced of who's carrying out the videography? We're going to go into a quick break, but continuous coverage with boots on ground, getting you every angle, every development. Do stay with us. A quick break.